connected to Mark's iPhone.
All right, welcome all to Movement Yoga. My name is Mark. I'll be leading Kathy Cormier, my wife, through this practice. It's a short practice. Feel free to watch it later on. And we're dog watching two dogs. You might see them in the frame. They're very friendly. This is Savannah. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Savannah. All right. Are you ready, Kathy? Come on up.
I'm ready.
Let's start with hands on hips and just marching it from side to side. Start small. No need to get big too fast. Starting to feel your feet, feel your legs, starting to feel your body. And now we can let that march get a little bit bigger. I'll invite you to hover on one foot and just take it off to the side, starting to find your balance. Be careful, there's lots of glass around. We want it to be one of those videos. And then from those bigger kicks, let's start to move it back down towards the ground. And then just rocking it side to side, finding your center vis-a-vis left and right. Now rocking it forward to back as we lift up the toes and lift up the heels. Just back and forth. I'll allow you to articulate your foot as you lay it on down and pick it on up as if you're laying down or picking up a piece of tape off a surface. Next time those heels are lifted, I'll allow you to hold those heels up. Because you'll lift the heels up higher and higher and higher. And then articulating the foot as you lay it back down. Now lifting up those toes. Could you lift those toes up higher? Could you spread your toes just a little bit wider? And now laying each toe down, one at a time. From your feet finding your legs. From your legs finding your spine. Relax shoulders tall through all sides of the neck as the crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Without shortening the neck, I'll invite you to tuck the chin ever so slightly as we start to draw our energy inward. I'll invite you to bring hands to heart, a light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. If you're comfortable with closing your eyes. Otherwise, just softening your eyes. Starting our practice this morning, watching as our breath flows in. And watching as our breath flows out. Just as simple as that. From a place of just watching your breath, I'll invite you to shape your breath, lengthening your inhalation and lengthening your exhalation. Long, smooth breaths in, equally long, smooth breaths out. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. To this deeper flow of the breath, finding your Ujjayi breath, a go-to breath in many flow practices. It's a heating breath. A slight constriction to the base of your throat, adding a slight sound and feel to your breath. And as we flow through our practice this morning, letting the sound and feel of your breath be a focus for your practice. The sound of which is often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves wash in and out. Two more details before we start to stretch and move. I'll invite you to take the tip of your tongue to the hard palate just behind your teeth. Keeping that tongue to hard palate connection throughout the practice. Keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face. A Mona Lisa smile, opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this, lifting the chin tall through the crown. I'll invite you to roll your hands over as you bring your hands by your side. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. I'll invite you to bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice this morning. Could be many, many, many things. Something you're thinking about, something you're moving towards. It could be as simple as you're perfect, just as you are. Hands by our side. Moving towards Sun Style A, we'll take it in 3 pieces, starting with arms and shoulders, inhaling the arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling arms back down. 2 more times like this, inhaling arms up. Exhaling arms down. 1 more time, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders. As the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. Adding a forward fold and a back bend. I'll ask you to go sideways, Kathy, grabbing those bricks if you'd like. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale bring length to the spine as we lift chin and tail. Feel free to use the bricks so you could always cap the knees. Exhaling, tucking tail, tucking chin as we round the spine. You could lower the bricks or catch the back of the shins. Inhaling arms out to the side and then overhead, moving towards a neutral spine. Back of the head in line with the sacrum. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more times like this. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale bring length to the back. Keeping that length, strong tuck of the chin as we stretch out the back. Inhaling, leading with back heart, finding your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. One more time like this. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale bring length to the spine. Exhaling, strong tuck of the chin as you stretch out your back. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. I'm going to cue you back to down dog, just that. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale bring length. Keeping that length, strong tuck of the chin as you ground down to the hands. Stepping one foot back and then the other. Finding your down dog. I'll invite you to walk your dog as you pedal your feet. Bending one leg deeply and then the other. Grounding down to the opposite heel. Stirring it up. Inviting in more prana. Inviting in more flow. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? From this place of movement, back towards relative stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine. Deep, full breath. Tail end of our breath, I'll invite you to bend the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. Finding just a little more space in the low back. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump it to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive, lifting chin and tail. Exhaling, strong tuck of the chin as you fold again. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. We'll throw a plank into the mix. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Inhaling, finding length as you lift chin and tail. Exhaling, tucking tail and chin as you stretch out your back, and then grounding down to your hands, stepping one foot back and then the other, finding your plank. As we hold the plank, feeling that connection between head, hips, and heels. A connection through the very center of yourself. A connection whose strength supports your intention. Despite the effort of the action, long, smooth breaths in. Long, smooth breaths out. Shoulders super engaged. Tail end of your next breath. Navel to spine as you lift the hips high. Back to down dog. I'll invite you to hold this down dog in stillness, inviting your mind to calm. Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting your tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or take a jump front. Take a breath to find length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding again. Inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana, hands over head pose, rising on up. Exhaling, Tadasana, as you stand tall. Let's do one more Sun Sal-A. This time we'll throw Vinyasa into the mix. Feel free to use your knees on the push-up or not. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale bring length to the spine as you lift chin and tail. Keeping that length as you tuck chin and tail, stretching out your back, keeping the elbows soft as you step one foot back and then the other, finding your push-up with or without the knees. Inhaling into your back bend, be a cobra, hips stay down, or lifting the hips up as you find your up dog, shoulder blades back and down. And then back over the toes, you could use the knees or not, as you find your down dog. You have a choice, either holding your down dog in stillness, inviting your mind to calm, or adding some movement, inviting in more prana, inviting in more flow. Either way, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump in front. Let an inhale bring length. Keeping that length as you fold. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Sun salutation B, flow style. With a lot going on, do your best at home. Inhaling into tall spine. Keeping tall spine, finding your chair. Inhale and hold. Exhale, go lower, finding more strength in your legs. The strength that supports your intention. On an inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat, finding a big back bend at the top. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take your time, keep your balance. Inhaling, finding length as you lift chin and tail. Exhaling, strong tuck of the chin, either stretching back to down dog, maybe finding a plank, or maybe finding your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend, and then back to down dog. Yogi's choice. Finding a way to flow through space with grace. That works for you this morning, right here, right now. It happens quick here. Flow style, feet together. Right leg high for the three-legged dog. High on the left toes as we stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. Now looking between the hands without straining the neck, pitching that leg higher. And then flexing the foot as you float it on through. Spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead warrior one. And then riding your exhale back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Either flowing through vinyasa, or just stretching straight back, or making another choice instead. I'll cue it from down dog. Flow style, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes. Looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. Now flexing the foot and floating it on through, landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead warrior one. And then riding your next exhale, back to low lunge, and from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Take your time. Find your flow. Follow your breath. And again, as we hold down dog, we always have that choice. Either holding it in stillness, moving towards Purusha, or adding some movement as we connect with Prakriti. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing those right. One is the universe's ultimate stillness, and the other is the movement that's always been here. Tail end of a breath, bending the knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone a little bit higher, and then looking between the hands as you step or take a jump. Take a breath to find length. Exhaling, folding again. On the inhale, stay low, knees over toes, hands over head, neutral spine and chair pose. Exhaling, taking it lower, more strength in those legs. On the inhale, rising on up, finding a big back bend at the top. On the exhale, neutral spine as you stand tall. Let's do one more sun sal B. We'll throw a hip opener into the mix. Inhaling into tall spine. Exhaling, finding your chair. Inhale and hold. Exhale, go lower. Inhale, rising on up. Exhaling, a big swan dive over. Let an inhale bring length to the spine. Exhaling, strong tuck of the chin. As you either stretch straight back to down dog, maybe finding a plank, or maybe cycling through vinyasa. If you've chosen vinyasa, inhaling into your back bend, shoulder blades back and down. And then back over the toes to down dog. Flow style, feet together, right leg high, high on the left toes. Pressing right armpit down towards the floor to stabilize that shoulder. Lifted leg straight as you stack the hips. Now bending that lifted leg, letting the weight of the bent leg open up that hip. And then looking between the hands, pitching that knee even higher. And then flexing the foot as you float it out through. Landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side. And then overhead, warrior one. And then riding your exhale, back to low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Finding the push-ups that work for you. If you need to use the knees, no big deal. If you're not using the knees, maybe consider using the knees to have a little bit more articulation to your action. Flow style, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes. Pressing left armpit. We've got left leg up, right? Excellent. Okay. Pressing left armpit down towards the floor to stabilize that shoulder. Lifted leg straight as we stack the hips. Now bending that lifted leg, opening up the hip with the weight of the bent leg. Now looking between the hands, pitching that knee even higher. And then flexing the foot as you float it out through. Landing it lightly, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead warrior one. And then riding. Your exhale back to low lunge one more time, making that choice. Either cycling through vinyasa, stretching straight back, or making another choice instead. Always balancing your effort with your action. One of the attributes that makes it yoga. Wherever you choose to work, be it down dog, all fours, or child's pose, coming back to an even breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump at front. Let an inhale bring length, keeping that length as you fold. On the inhale, stay low, neutral spine in chair pose, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, neutral spine as you stand tall. I'll ask you to face camera, Kathy. Bringing hands to heart. A light press of your thumb against your sternum, lining up each finger, a soft tug of the chin. Coming back to your intention. I'll invite you to bring your thumbs to your forehead. Your intention is in your thoughts. I invite you to bring your thumbs to your lips. Your intention is in your words. I invite you to bring your thumbs to your heart. Your intention is in your actions. Lifting the chin tall to the crown, I'll invite you to roll your hands over. Hands by your side. 3 ancillary breaths here. Big breath in, arms move out to the side. The fingers widen as do your lungs. Big breath into those ribs. Let it sigh out through the mouth. Arms out to the side, big breath in through the nose. Let it slip out through pursed lips, almost like you're whistling. And then a big breath in through your nose. And a big breath out through your nose. I invite you to bring hands back to heart. The light within me honors and respects the light within you. And in this light, we are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy, for working with me.
Thank you, Mark, for leading our practice.
Thank you at home for practicing with us.
Thank you, doggos.
Thank you, Savannah. Thank you, Tazzy, for watching us. Anyway, namaste sounds so much like have a nice day.